Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I've got a foil design because I've just been absolutely dying to use this foil for so long. It's beautiful. I got it from Tia's Beauty. It's just stunning. Look at this. I'm so excited to use it. I've been eyeing it up every time I open my foil folder and I'm finally coming to use it now because it's been way too long and every time I open it I look at it. So let's just get out my system. So we're doing something pretty simple. We're not going too overboard because there's just no need. This beautiful foil will speak for itself. So I'm going to be applying white to all of the nails. I know they're all white, so that seems a bit bizarre, but I'm basically just treating the nails like I would if they were like actual nails as such, because obviously people's natural nails are not naturally white, so we're just going to pretend that these are not white, because to be fair, if you look at that, like, they're not really white, they're plastic white, which I know makes total sense because they are plastic, but hopefully you get what I mean. Like plastic white, I don't know. I know what I mean. It's almost like an off-white sort of white. It's one of those things where when you look at it, it looks white, but then when you put it next to actual white, you can tell that it's not white. I'm going to stop going on anyway. So I'm just literally going to put a coat of white on all these nails and then we can come back and start with the foil. Okay, so I've done 2 coats on all of the others, but I've only done 1 coat on this one because we're going to be doing a full coverage foil nail. So I don't really need it to be full coverage because obviously the foil is going over the top anyway. So I'm just going to remove the tacky layer because we want to make sure that the tacky layer doesn't have any impact on our foil gel. Because if the inhibition layer like mixes with the foil gel, there might be some areas of your foil, some areas of your nail that the foil won't stick. So I always remove the tacky layer before foil gel. Then I'm just going to apply Foil Me from Sparkle Supplies UK. This is the foil gel I use all the time. It's the only one I use now because there's just no need for any others. This one is amazing. I don't even know how this is so good. Like, it's just brilliant. So if you use foils and you haven't got this, you need it. And if you don't use foils because you've always thought it was difficult, you need this and it's not difficult. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp now for 60 seconds to fully cure that. The only problem with foil gels I've found with all of them that I've tried is that they discolour white, which is obviously not ideal considering that this is a white set, but it's one of those things, you can't really do anything about it, so it's one of them. And to be fair with this set, it doesn't really matter because our foil isn't see-through, so it's not going to make a difference. So I'm just going to cut some of this off actually. These scissors are from Nail Decals by Design. They're part of their application kit. They're absolutely brilliant, very, very sharp, good for cutting absolutely anything. But this is the bit that I'm going to use for this nail. So once that comes out of the lamp and it's been cured for 60 seconds, we're going to do a full nail of it and then we can get on with the rest of the nails as well. So this is my nail. I'm just going to show you the difference. You can just slightly see there that it does very, very slightly discolour white, so just bear that in mind. And then I'm just going to place this about there, I think. I want some of all of the colours in the nail, so I'm just going to run that up the middle to make sure it's nice and smooth. That's always the first thing I do, and then as soon as I've done that I can start pressing downwards on one side and then downwards on the other. It's much easier to do on an actual person. I say it every single time, but these tips are a nightmare to do foil application on because obviously they're just hanging on to the standby blue tack, so I can't really get as much pressure as I'd like to straight away, which is a bit annoying, but there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just making sure the side walls are extra stuck as well. Easy to forget about them. And the worst thing about it is I always get blue tack stuck to it, which is really annoying and unhelpful. So once I've put some pressure on and I feel like it should be stuck, I'm just going to lift up. I haven't really done the tip there. I'm going to lift up like in slow motion, and then as you lift it, there'll be, if there's any gaps, you'll be able to see them. So that bit there on the side, as you've just seen, hasn't stuck. So if I just push that down, the next time I lift it up, this time it has. I'm going to keep going. There's a bit there that hasn't as well. So I'm just going to put it back down and just give that a little rub, and then that's stuck as well now. I'm not too worried about the very sides. So that is our full coverage nail, and obviously we will top coat that towards the end of the video. So once that one is done, we can then move on to the next nail. So for this one, I'm just going to wipe off the tacky layer. I'll be doing that for all of them before any foil application. And then for this nail, we're going to be going about halfway up the nail with Foil Me this time. It doesn't have to be perfect, we're just doing it roughly. Making sure it's nice and smooth. So you want to move this around because obviously Foil Me is clear. Most foil gels are, I think, as far as I'm aware. I've not tried them all obviously, but I would think they are. So I just want to move it around to make sure that everywhere that I've applied it, it is nice and smooth and there's no bits that are like, I don't know, just needing a bit more of a helping hand. I have seen people see that you can mix a tiny bit of gel colour in your foil gel so you can see where it's going. So if you do struggle with the clear foil gel and seeing it, then you can do that. I don't really feel the need to because I just use the line of light and move it around slightly. That's how I always tell if it's gone where I want it. And then once I'm happy with that and I think I've got it on nice and even, there's a little air bubble there which is unhelpful. Anyway, like I said, once I think it's all nice and even, I'm then gonna pop it in the lamp. So I'm gonna have two nails the same as that, so I won't do one of them on camera because obviously you've just seen me do that one. And then the other one, well the other two, we're gonna have opposite of each other. So the first one we're gonna have foil down the middle, and then the next one we're gonna have foil either side but not the middle, so it's the total opposite. So I'm just going to get my palette and I'm going to pop some of the foil gel on it, making sure it's nice and clean, so I don't want anything to interrupt our foil application. And then I'm going to go in with Erin's favourite brush, if I can locate it, there it is, from Erin's collection, which are always linked down below because they're absolutely fab. So I'm going to go in with this one, which is like a long striper, detailer, whatever you want to call it. And then first of all, I'm just going to put a line straight down the middle. Well, not straight, that was awfully not straight, but you know what I mean, close enough. And then I'm just going to build it up to a thicker line. I do want it quite thick for this set. I want like majority foil, not majority white, basically. So keep checking from all angles again, moving it around so you can see the line of light to make sure it's nice and smooth where you have applied it. It's a bit of a guessing game really with this sort of thing, but just try your best. And then I'm taking it further over on the other side as well. I'm going to keep moving it different directions to make sure that everywhere that I want covered is covered, and also that everywhere is nice and smooth. If we've got any big bulky bits, you can get rid of them, or if we've got any bits that are a bit streaky because they don't have quite enough product on, we can sort that out. So down here, I'm not sure if you can see, but if you move it around here, look, you can see down here that it's not actually covered. So that's when your line of light comes in and makes life a bit easier. Okay, I'm just going to move it around, make sure I'm happy, and then once I am finished making sure I like it, I'm then just going to pop it into the lamp for 60 seconds. Meanwhile, this one has now come out and it is done, so I'm just going to use some more of this bit of foil to attach onto here. So I'm just going to place it on, putting some pressure on first of all to make sure it sticks, and I can just go over and make sure it's all stuck. You can also go over, especially when doing a full nail of foil, you can go over with a lint-free pad. Just trying to get one, and then you can just go over and just use your lint-free pad to put some pressure on. It's much easier when it's a full nail, because obviously you don't have to be careful about making sure you miss the top area or anything. I usually just use my nail, to be honest, to put a bit of pressure on. And then make sure that the side walls and free edge are really covered. And then again, when this one's come loose from the blue tack, I'm just going to push it back on. I'm just going to pull it up in slow motion, and then that way we can see if there's any bits not stuck, and then pop it down and stick them back down. But that's gone well, so that's fine. Then this one is now done, so I'm going to get some more. I'm going to use this area here. And then obviously this one is pretty straightforward because you've only got to put pressure on the middle part. But again, you can go in with a lint-free wipe. And then we're going to make sure it's attached. Lift it up, make sure it's gone everywhere you want it. Wonderful. So that's that one done as well. And then for the last but one, obviously the other one, like I said, I'm going to do one off camera that's the same as the one that I've just done on camera, just the tip. So there's going to be two like that. And then the last but not least, we've got a different design, which is basically the same as the one I've just done, but the opposite way round. So again, I've removed the tacky layer, which is really annoying because the acetone pump bottle has got glitter all over it, and I've now just transferred it onto the nail that I've just wiped with the wipe, which is not ideal, but there you go. Not everything can go right all the time, but anyway, that'll do. So this time we're going to leave a strip down the middle plane, and we're going to go around the outside with the foil gel. So I'm now just going to pick up some more foil gel, and this time, like I said, we're going down the side, leaving a line down the middle, just white. So this time I'm just doing the line first. With my striping brush. Can't talk when I do stripes for some reason. And then once I've done the stripes and got the line where I want it, and then it's not 100% central, but I'm past caring at this point. It's late, you can let me off today. And then I'm going to go in with the brush from the bottle and just apply it to the rest of the space. Make sure there's not loads on though, because you don't want to flood it, because it won't set properly in the lamp if you've got too much on your brush. So you want to be careful of that. You also want to make sure you've got enough though, else it still won't stick. Nice even layer will do nicely. Just going to pull that up as well, make sure that the very, well, would be cuticle area to be fair if it was an actual nail, but just make sure that that bit's fully covered as well. I've got a hair up here, just going to make sure that comes off, else it'll interfere with the foil application. And then I'm just going to leave that for 1 second to the side, just to self level and make sure it's nice and smooth, ready for when I apply the foil when it's cured. So I'm just going to give that a second next to me while I move on to the next nail. So the next one is actually the one I'm doing off camera, so I'm just going to quickly nip off and do that. So we're just going to apply the foil to this one now. I can get rid of this palette because we don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to grab it and get one side over here. And just obviously put pressure on that, make sure that you're rubbing it in to everywhere. Get right down the side walls as well. And then I'm going to use this piece for this side because I like this area. So I'm going to place that on roughly where I need it as well. There we go. Put pressure on that as well. Might have been out of focus there, ever so sorry. just want to make sure that the side walls are stuck. I'm just putting pressure absolutely everywhere. And then I will slowly again peel off. And anywhere that doesn't stick, again, I will place back down and put some more pressure on. I don't actually know if there's any foil gel in those areas that hasn't stuck. There probably isn't. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so while that's come off, I'm going to use the foil to put pressure on to get it back on. There we go. So that's that nail. So this is what they're looking like at the moment. Looks a bit bizarre, I know, but we've still got bits to do. So I'm going to be using this pink flexi tape because it's just beautiful, and I think it's going to bring out the pink in the foil. And we're basically just going to outline all of this now. So first of all, we're going in with with this size. It's not the biggest, but not the smallest. Is that going to be long enough? Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to cut out these. I'm not going to cut them out, just peel them off like a normal person would. So I'm using these tweezers from Nail Decals by Design. I'm just going to pull that bit up. There we go. And we're going to pop this. Actually, is that long enough for that? No, not really. We're going to pop this down this nail either side of the foil, and this is where you'll cover up any bits that didn't quite stick or anything like that as well, so you can sort of get away with it more because you're going to be covering it up anyway. Just going to lift this one up slightly and then replace it just a bit over. Pulling that off, it's super easy to get the excess flexi tape off. Absolutely love this stuff. And then we're going in again with the other side. Move it over slightly. I think that's about it. It's clearly not completely central, but I can cope with that. So we're leaving that one like that. So moving on to this one. Just going to place that on now, and then the other side as well. I absolutely love flexi tape. Honestly, it's just the absolute best for getting straight lines, curvy lines, absolutely anything. I actually haven't used it for curvy lines, although that's obviously the point in it. It's literally called flexi tape, but I just find it a godsend for doing straight lines. That's mainly what I use it for, but obviously normal people would use it for everything it's made for. So I'm just going to pull off the excess bits at the top. I'll sort the bottom out in a second. So once you've done that, we're then going to do the other nails as well. So with these ones, we're going to be using the thicker lines again still, but I'm going to be using the thick ones and some thin ones. So I'm just cutting some out about there. I like to have a bit more than I need because then you've got something to play with. So I'm just going to pick that end up and then place it across here. And then push down. And then it's super, super easy to get off the excess of this. You literally just pull it and it breaks really easily. And then once I've done that, I'm going to get a thin bit. And we're going to go just above that one with a thinner piece. It's super, super easy, but really effective. And then again, I'm just gonna pull off the excess. I'm not going to show you me doing the other nail because obviously it's exactly the same as this one. And just make sure it's nice and stuck. There's that one. And then this one's going to be the exact same. So last but not least, this is what they look like so far. We're also going to add a few crystals. So we're going to be using the Perfect Pink ones and the Cyan Mix. They're both from Sparkle Supplies UK. So I'm just going to pop a couple out onto my desk, if I can get this one open. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my clear builder gel. So I'm just going to get my clear builder gel and a little applicator. I'm going to be having them up here, so I'm just going to pop some builder gel up there. I'm not too bothered about it being perfect, obviously, because it's not a real nail. Well, it is a real nail, but you know what I mean. So I'm just going to pop a cyan one in the middle and then a perfect pink one either side. And then a little baby cyan one either side of that. That's what I'm going to go for. Definitely applied way too much builder gel. I want to get it as central as possible, as even on both sides as I can. I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into this one. I need to remove some gel. So I'm just going to go in with a random brush. Not the best option because it's a mess, but there you go. I'm just going to try and brush away some of the excess builder, because there's absolutely no need for all that. There you go, that's better. It's not great, but it's better. So anyway, I'm just going to pop them all back where I wanted them now. I like to make the most of when I can use crystals because I don't really use them on clients very much. That one's not the same size as the other one, it's too small. So I'm just going to get rid of him and get one the right size preferably. So anyway, yeah, I like to make the most of using them like for the channel because I literally don't use them. My clients don't like crystals, so I sort of have to get them in on videos really, else I have no use for them. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm happy with that. That's going to go in the lamp and then we're going to match the other one to it. I'm also going to pop some in the gap down this nail just because why not? If we can fit them on, why not? So I'm just going to place some builder gel down the middle. Don't need too much because again I'm not really that bothered because it's not real. It's not on a real person, so we'll be alright. So I'm just going to pop that one in the middle again. I'm doing the exact same design with the crystals on this one as I have on the other one, but obviously just going down the middle instead. And then once I've done that, I can finally top coat them all. So I'm just going to pop this one in the lamp to cure this, and then once this comes out, we're finally ready to top coat all of the nails. So I'm just going to top coat them all now. I'm not going to actually top coat them on camera because obviously it's not really necessary. It's not like a reveal like it would be with acrylic. So once they're all top coated, I will show you how they look at the end. I'm super happy with how these turned out. They're very different and I'm just glad to have actually finally used this foil, to be honest, because it is just beautiful. But yeah, bear with me and I'll be back in a second. So here they all are, nice and top coated. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I wish I didn't do this, but it's fine. It's done now, who cares? But yeah, I'm actually happy with how these turned out. I absolutely love this foil. It's just beautiful. I absolutely love it. This nail especially is definitely my favourite. I love this bit here. And all the wiggles, all the squiggles and stuff. I think it looks beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just going to pop them on my metal straw, which is how I put them on like the end of videos and stuff, and that's the last we're going to see of them. So I hope you liked them. Thank you so much for watching and I'll be back soon. Bye.